Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kane, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are on this good green earth of ours. This is Stellaris, and welcome to this episode of Kane's Sci-Fi Spotlight. Stellaris is a real-time strategy game on a grand scale that only Paradox can deliver. It enables you to take any idea of a fictitious science fiction empire, either from your own imagination or from TV, film, or books, and turn it into a reality and run it in a role-play style. Or, if you want, you could just go and, have some space conquest fun, or, try to go through so many of the little storyline elements inside the game. So what we're going to do in this episode, because this is such a massive game, and I'm going to try and keep the video shorter, because an hour-long video isn't really, unless you're a massive Stellaris fan, isn't really a spotlight. It's more of an in-depth look. But I don't know how quite you can do a spotlight on a game so massive as this. But first, let's very briefly go on to the character, well, not character creation, but almost. Oh, hold on, no, I don't want that. N for new game. Here we are. So, we've got, so you're looking at EarthCom at the moment. I am currently writing a series of novels to do with the future of the Earth and the human race as it spreads among the stars. And this is one faction called EarthCom. You can read some stuff there if you want, that's based on the work I've already done. But the key thing is, and this is very important, is that the amount of customization in your empire, I suppose, empire is a catch-all term for this, it doesn't have to be an empire, is incredibly rich. So we've got EarthCom here. We can see we've got a government type. We've got a species. We've got civics that we've chosen. We've got core values of our society. In the game, those can change, or a horrible war might happen, and suddenly we want to be more militarist or more pacifist, perhaps. So, but we'll get into that. So we've got that, and we've got the Terran Dominion, based off of StarCraft 2, which I think is relatively accurate. If you're familiar with StarCraft 2, or that's less of a junta and more of just an emperor. Minsk. It's absolutely cracking game. But let's very briefly look to create new empire. So, we start off with this, and it always defaults back to humanoid and continental, but you can be human, you can be Klingon, you can be those guys, you can be these guys, or you can be Vulcan. You can be you could be sentient horses, boar, foxes, that's a female fox. I don't know what that is. Or some sort of looks more dinosauric than anything. We've got reptiles. That's amazing. Avian, bird people, amazing. Anthropoids, so insect creatures. That reminds me of a certain film. Mollusks, one of my favorite. And you can actually create an empire that eats other empires. And funguses. All kinds of fungoids. Sentient mold. Love it. So, you can see here on the left what kind. Let's for example, let's be a fox, sly fox. Species name Lathrepian, or actually let's go to spotlighters. Plural is the plural of spotlighters. Okay, that's going to be spotlighty. Spotlighty. Adjective will be spotlighters. The spotlighters. Okay. Biography. Amazing YouTube video race. 7 exclamation marks. Maybe 6. Leave it at that. Names. Okay. Now this is amazing. So avian. You can see leader names, planet names, fleet names. These are all lists. You can expand on them hugely with mods, or you can add more directly in the game files. But proud hatchling, invigorated hatchling, rash hatchling, avian 1, avian 2. But we are mammalian. Mammalian. Here we are. So. What sounds most avian? Not avian. Most foxy. Sentient foxes. We'll go with that one. We got the first star order. Love it. Traits. Now, so we've got 5 picks and 2 points. So what we can do is we can select one of these. Let's say we are intelligent. Okay. So we can just go ahead with that. But we're wasting 4 more picks. So if we also wanted to go to adaptive and traditional, we now need to take 3 off. So these are horrible traits. So let's make them wasteful, and now we need a -2. Oh, there are no -2s. Okay, all right, let's take off traditional. And they're weak, which is a shame. But they're very clever, and they're very adaptive, which means they can live on other planets with less of a happiness cost. We can pick one more, but we're now at 0, so we're not going to be able to do any more. Next, what kind of ecosystem do we want our foxes to be in? Desert fox. A desert fox. Estwana! In the Wani system. So yeah, if you wanted to create a human-based empire, then you would start with the Sol system. You would find that Proxima Centauri, Alpha Centauri, and Sirius are nearby. So that's what the adjacent stars is. And you'll find Jupiter and Mars and Neptune and etc. But let's go ahead. City appearance. Mammalian. But actually, let's go to an avian city. Or does that make no point? Reptilians. Nah, let's stick with mammalian. And here we come to what is this species? What is their society? What do they believe in? And you can see we've got one in the middle called a Gestalt consciousness. That basically means they are a hive mind like the Borg or the Reapers. that it? I never played Mass Effect, so Reapers. And then, so we've got that, so we can, and that makes us a hive mind. But we're not going to be doing that. So let's say, all right, let's say we are deeply, not deeply, but we are egalitarian. We are fanatically materialist. We only care about ourselves. And so we can pick 2 civics. What do we want? Syncretic evolution. A second species forms an integral part of this society. They are big, strong, and most of them have the intelligence of a particularly dim-witted child. Ancient wars have culled their species of most aggressive tendency, leaving them quite servile. We're going to pick that. Sounds really interesting. And we are going to have mining guilds as well. Because Empire minerals production, that's very useful. Are we going to be an oligarchy? Yes. An executive committee. So more of a corporatocracy than a democracy. The Empire name. So the species of the... Oh, excuse me. I just hit the microphone. The species are the Spotlighters. So this will be the Interstellar Spotlighters Directorate. Love it. Now we get to pick a wonderful flag. This is my favorite bit. So I'm a graphic designer as well, so let's have a look. Oh, that looks quite nice. We've got the expansion, we've got the defense, the colors. Red primary colors, red maybe a bit purple. Decadent. It's decadent. Secondary colors are black. We could have them gray. What's the opposite of gold? Blue. Ish. The opposite of not. It's not blue, but. No, I like that. The Interstellar Spotlighters Directorate. Ship appearance. I'm going to go avian ships because I've seen so many mammalians. It's just bonkers. So we're going to go with avians. The starting ruler is female. Her name is Sacha, daughter of Bick. Ruler title is chairwoman. The heir will be elected, so there is no heir. Now, you can see these are locked. There are DLC packs that you can use. This game has a lot of DLC. Some of it's mainly cosmetic. Some of it's, the Utopia and the Apocalypse expansions add a whole lot of new features, and I do recommend them. The other stuff, if you spend a lot of time playing this game, then absolutely, it might be worth getting some more stuff. Color variants. Ah, the red fox, love it. Clothes. Okay. All right. And what kind of command center do they run? They're not spiritualists. Decadent. Love it. The syncretic species. Let's make them avian. Species name is the Centauri. Okay. So we have 3 trait picks. So if we go non-adaptive, and quarrelsome, then we've got 3. Nah, thrifty, traditional, and communal to make them nice and happy. But they don't like other environments. But that's just for the syncretics, not these guys. Next, we've done that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. The Interstellar Spotlighters Directorate. Saved. We're going to take a short break for a wonderful advertisement. We'll be right back. Stick around. And we're back. Got a cup of tea here. Oh, you need tea to make these videos. Absolutely. So, we're going to save. Oh, we already did. Save successfully. Brilliant. Done. Now, we get to the game details screen. So, we can go with medium, large, huge, 1,000 stars, or medium. So, let's go large. So, that's between 6 to 12 AI opponents. Advanced AI. So these are perhaps, you know, for the sake of realism, I suppose, AI empires who are a few centuries ahead of you, or maybe even just a few decades in their space programs. All of these AI empires will start at the same time as you do, on the 1st of January, 2200. Fallen empires. So these are empires that perhaps thousands of years ago sprawled the entire galaxy. And, you know, perhaps they were the Greys that are apparently abducting people in America and other places, but mainly America for some reason. And you can have some. I'm going to randomize between 1 and 3. I'm going to set advanced AI starts to okay, maybe 1. And then we've got a bunch of modifiers here. Tech and tradition cost, habitable worlds, primitive civilizations, crisis strength. I'm going to bring that down to 1. And then we've got some interesting things here, because Stellaris has crisis events. And they're designed to help with the emergent narrative of this game, but also, oh hi Leopard, also they are, oh that's really thrown me off, damn you Leopard. So there are a couple of mid-game crises, and you can choose what's the earliest they could happen. So 2350, and then 100 years later, the end game. And that could be one of a selection of crises, depending on what kind of society you have built and other AI empires have built. AI aggressiveness, normal. Difficulty, normal. You can go all the way up to, well, high or insane. AI aggressiveness, just keep everything on normal. I think the game is relatively quite balanced at the moment. Empire placement, clusters or random. I always go random. Advanced neighbors is off, because I think that's just something if you want to really challenge yourself. So we go here to the advanced AI starts. I think if you go advanced neighbors on, then those advanced AI starts, the one of them will be placed right next to me. And that if they're aggressive, could provide a bit of a problem. Hyperlane density, so I keep that to 1. If you want connections from every star to every other star around it, 5. If you want very few connections to provide choke points and isolated systems, perhaps, then we go to 0.5. Let's stick everything on 1. And Iron Man mode, which basically means you can't use the console, and the game is automatically saved. So you can only save at an autosave, which happens every 3 months, in-game months. In games played with this setting, there is no turning back. I think that's very much in the Nova Kane philosophy. So we're going to press the play button. We're going to show you the early game, the kind of things that we need to think about, the basic mechanics, and then we're going to jump forward several hundred years to the game I'm playing with Earthcom, who we met earlier, and see what happens at the end of the game. The GIS game loads very quickly, so here we are. Prepare for professional grade voiceover. In the eons since the first primitive Spotlighters communities took shape amid the great dune seas of Estvana, our civilization has spread and prospered. The chaotic periods of our early history eventually gave rise to a new society, which unified our people as none had done before. Succumbing neither to tyranny nor to the ignorance of the masses, our society evolved into one that is ruled fairly by a just and unbiased bureaucratic machine. Now, after the discovery of the Hyperlane network, the finest minds of the Interstellar Spotlighters Directorate have finished development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Begin! So the game always starts paused. 2200 0101. So the first thing we need to, like all Paradox games, you find it in Hearts of Iron 4 as well, and I don't have Europa Universalis, but I might look into that. You have alerts appear at the top of the screen. Right click to dismiss. Left click to open up whatever relevant window. In this case, they're all Klingon. Akira, son of Larb. Or Dirk. Dirk leading our society research. Son of Deep. Or Imat, daughter of Ithar. They all look exactly the same to me. Fox racism. Sorry about that. So, here we are. We've got traits of the leaders. Leaders we'll get into momentarily. Let's gonna start. So we've got fusion power, fusion reactor. That's something for our ships that all start with fission. Ship design is something that's very important. Field modulation. And these are all selected randomly. There is no tech tree. Well, there is a tech tree. Like, for example, this, you can see here, several different fields. So that is obviously on the hidden tech tree. That is a key gate. I'm going to go to administrative AI because empire modifiers are massive. So we're going to do that for now. Planetary unification is the compulsory. It's not. You can click that. But if you want to play the game properly, it will be planetary unification. Monthly unity is +2. And then you can also unlock campaigns. These are edicts. If you've never played the game, before, I've probably lost you. And for that, I genuinely apologize. But hopefully you'll stick with me. We're going to go, because we need Unity. I'll show you what Unity does and all the resources in a moment. Engineering. This is personally my favorite. Maybe physics, but yeah, engineering. So what kind of society are we at the moment? Are we all conquering? No, we're selfish. But unless another empire stands in our way, we're not all conquering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock afterburners. So actually, maybe we should have switched that to the fusion reactor. But no. So afterburners, and you can see each technology comes under a school of science. So industry, materials, propulsion. There's also voidcraft. This is all under engineering. This is statecraft. Dirk specializes in biology. This one is just a maniac. Unusual fervor, and so is Imart. But we want speed, because we want to see what is out there and whether it can benefit our lives. So afterburners are going online. And also the music, you don't like what's being played? Then let's go to Doomsday. And turn the music down, volume down a little bit. So we'll do that. Or The Birth of a Star, maybe. Wonderful. So, this is Wani. Oh, that's a big sun. That had Venus. And Mars. I didn't choose Sol. Saturn. Okay, alright. So in this, we've already had the story that by 2200, the Foxes have taken over the Earth. Let's have a look at the surface of the planet. You can do that with any planet you've colonized. The surface, we've got the Centaurs, they're avians. And they're perfectly happy. They're not enslaved, you know, they're fine. So, yeah. Excellent. So that's our home world. Need to try and keep on focus. So let's have a look at the 5 key resources. They're at the top here. You can see them. There's energy credits. That's essentially money. You produce them in power plants, but there are also a bunch of other ways to get them, such as mining stations, as you can see there in the tooltip. Tooltips are brilliant in this game. So we can see that we're producing some. That will probably entirely be on the surface of Earth. So we can see here 5, 4. And then we've got these tile blockers. We're kind of getting our planet ready for the desert Earth. So, there was probably, if the Cuban Missile Crisis went wrong and there's a thermonuclear war, then 250 years later, perhaps, this is where New York used to be, perhaps, or London. Maybe this is the Thames now, and the Foxes have taken control. Let's clear some sprawling slums on the Earth. You can just do that. Mix and match. He's already happy. Really happy. And he's running the command center now. It doesn't quite make sense. I thought they had dim-witted. They're at the mental age of a 2-year-old or something. So, on your planets have modifiers. So, obviously, a capital world. You can move it to another world if you've colonized it. Govern ethics attraction plus 100%. So, maybe at some point you want to move your capital to somewhere that's much larger place. And then you can make sure that all of your pops, this is what these are called, they're all pops. I say they represent 1 billion people. So we've got 3, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 billion sentients running farms, mining operations, that's for minerals up there. And you can move them around. And every time you clear one of these, you can have a new pop work on them. So as soon as I unpause, a new pop will start growing. And that'll be that. So that's the very basics of planetary interaction. Spaceport for ships, the civilian ships only. So construction builds mining craft. I think we already have one. Yep, and a science ship. We just don't have a colony ship. First thing we need to do is press E and zoom out. This is our galaxy. And we are on the edge of the galactic core. So we are really going to want, just sort of thinking forward, to secure this system, and this system. Because that, unless there are wormholes or gateways in the mix, means that we are going to be relatively safe. Hopefully there are some habitable worlds in this little cluster here. So, we've got 200 minerals. Minerals are an amalgamation of, things like fuel and titanium and construction facilities and, all kinds of stuff. It's an amalgamated term for all the physical stuff that you need to build and maintain what you have already built. So, before we unpause and start looking around, the first thing we need to consider is starbases. Now, you have 2 or 3 in terms of military. You have caps. Directly controlled systems. We can effectively, due to our government's ability to administrate, we can effectively control 3 colonized systems from Earth itself, or S1. I'm just going to yeah. And that is Sol. That's a bug. Annoys me. But yes, it should be Sol. Based on your pops. How many pops, how many systems you have, that will increase. In the game we'll look at in a moment, we can effectively support a total of 3 now. We've got 50 in the next one. Same with naval capacity. If you go over it, is mental in terms of cost. Food, pretty self-explanatory. You saw the farms on Earth. Every time until our stockpile is full, we get no bonus pop growth. Indeed. So, and basically we consume 8 because we are we're not growing any pops at the moment. The minute I unpause, we will. So that 4 will perhaps go down. As long as you keep it positive, it's great. And then if you hit the cap, so in this case it's 200, you can expand it if you want. That's what feeds us. Pretty simple, really. Influence. That's very complicated to go into in such a short video. I know we're already running about 33 minutes now. So you get 3. Influence enables you to adopt edicts. We got the surface, planet summary, edicts list. So at the moment we've only got martial law, unrest minus 50%. We got no unrest, so we don't need that. But that's one thing. If I wanted to claim a neighboring system, well, I can't at the moment, but it would cost influence for me to claim a system, and that involves putting a station in orbit. Okay, so we've got a shipyard, we've got crew quarters. What we're going to do is we're going to build a trading hub. You can only do that in systems that have populated colonies. So now we'll have an interstellar or interplanetary transport network. You can also see here that we've got some resources. So we've got our scientific research in our 3 fields. And basically, that is directly related to the cap. So 500, 640. How much it's spent is improved by the scientist. So 12% faster, 17% faster, 17% faster. And that's due to 10% research. Oh yes, of course, that's why we chose that. So that's fantastic. So technology, I always think in all of the games I play, is the most important thing. So we can get more research by having some researchers research above Ganymede. So we're going to select the ISS Stellaris, and we're going to ask it by right-clicking and holding the Shift button to build there. Now, because we're holding the Shift button, we can then... Oh, we don't have enough money. We don't need to build one at the moment. So that's got its orders. If we'd have held Shift, we could have just queued up a whole thing. Now, the ISS Anfelgeris. Ether, daughter of Tib. We're going to get her to survey the 4 stars around Earth. And now we are going to press the spacebar, and we're at normal speed. Normal speed is 1 day per second. 8, 9, 10. You can go slowest, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably about 5 times slower. That'll be probably 2.5 times slower. And that's normal. We can go fast. We can go to fastest. And often at the very, very early game, you're just waiting for these resources to start pile up. So then you can buy more stuff. So when that hits 90. Here we are.
Tile blocker cleared.
Oh, exactly. So now we can see there's our new pop. Hello. We've recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Alpha Centauri 4. If what we've learned from these artifacts is correct, this civilization was some sort of confederation that consisted of many different alien races. They called themselves the First League and appear to have coexisted in relative peace some 2 million years ago. Though the Alpha Centauri system lies in the region of space that seems to be made up of the core of their territory, a partial map found among the artifacts indicates that this First League may have covered a significant portion of our galaxy before its eventual collapse. Interesting. So, most games you play will have a precursors event chain.
Situation log updated.
Indeed. And we can have a look at situation log hotkey F3. So we need to find League artifacts. We'll find them through, because we can't actually... Sometimes you can track them, where it shows you exactly where on the map they are, but we're just going to have to keep hunting for them. They'll turn up in the form of anomalies.
Construction complete.
The planet is teeming with alien life. There's a desert world. Where is this alien life? Alpha Centauri 2. Oh, it's just got... it's not sentient life, but... We may not be alone indeed. 60 science. Or society research. Great. And then it will continue. A buzz with news of the alien remnants studied by the ISS Anfelgeris. These leavings are considered definitive proof of intelligent, purposeful alien activity at some point in the past. We may still be alone now, but we are at least not the first to be so. Remarkable.
Construction complete.
Marvelous. The Sol Starbase has now built a trading hub. Plus 4 energy credits. So that's good. Now we've got... So at the beginning, it cost 90 minerals to build a mining station. Here we are. Monthly upkeep of 1 energy. So we're going to go and do that. So actually, that's quite good placement, actually. I might consider doing this, playing this game out, actually. Nebulas are important because they affect your sensor range, they affect your speed, and you can build special.
Complete.
Thank you. You can build special star bases and to harvest nebula gases and turn them into, guess what? Minerals. Unity. We will cover that, hopefully, if there's a little bing that tells us we can do something with Unity. It basically covers
System survey complete.
this tradition tree, which we, in 12 months. So, April, May 2202. So the Alpha Centauri system has now been fully surveyed. Alpha Centauri 2 has...
Anomaly found.
Here we are. Right. 20% risk. Let's research it. And hope. And hope. See, when you run up fastest, this starts to build up quite quickly. It's good. Gravity crush. Great. So, 150 physics. And if a daughter of Tib gains 100 experience, which hopefully gets her to level 2. Brilliant. Right, let's claim the Alpha Centauri system. It's been fully surveyed, so we need 100 minerals and 75. Stop interrupting me, wonderful game. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to post-apocalyptic Earth. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalogue the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. So that begins the Habitable World Survey event chain.
Situation log updated.
So we need to survey 8 habitable worlds.
System survey complete.
Hopefully we'll find that many. Aha! Pause! Here we are. Traditions. So now... April 2202. So now we have a very important choice to make. Basically, I'm going to give you in a nutshell what these are. These are traditions, and they give massive bonuses in very specific areas. Expansion, colonization and growing your borders. Domination, finding alien races and vassalizing them. Building an interstellar dominion of many parts, but with you as the player empire being the overlord. Prosperity, money, and efficiency. Harmony, happiness, and internal stability. Diplomacy, interstellar federations, making people who normally would hate you like you better. Supremacy, conquest, and discovery, science, and exploration. So, what we are going to choose between is very important in this stage. We're going to go for discovery. And I'll tell you why. Anomaly fail risk and anomaly discovery chance increased by 15%. Because you can find an anomaly on a planet. And I think, you know, some planets have them. Some planets have a chance of them being discovered. And they can add massive resource bonuses to those planets, as we saw earlier with the mining and research stations. So we're going to go to adopt the discovery traditions. That's done. We can make a choice. It'll be either that one or that one in 37 months' time with our current Unity output. So, we're going to resume. That's going to go build an outpost. Procyon has also now been fully surveyed. And what we're going to do is we are going to go to Earth. We are going to hopefully be able to afford a science ship. We're going to use energy. Just click the microphone. We're going to use energy to go to leaders. Recruit a new scientist.
Construction complete.
Pause it for a second. You can move them around, so I tend to try to get a specialty we don't have. Let's go for Crumlag Lobinurkis. Fabulous. Oh, we haven't got the ship yet. Here we are. There's the ship. So, now... So, those were his orders. What we'll probably do, actually, is instead of having that... Now we've got 2. We will get... Oh, that's just on its own, isn't it? Or is it? Oh, no, it is all connected, so... explore that one. And then... Go back and explore... these ones. One after another. Fabulous. So that's what he's doing. So we're going to survey that system, that system, that system, that system. And we're going to go to fastest. And you will see shortly, you can see them surveying planetary bodies. You can see it down here as well. You want to see the anomaly found? Please see anomaly found shortly. Okay, Barnard Star. Again, this is all very...
System survey complete.
Fantastic. Aha! So, now we have ownership of Alpha Centauri. It is in our borders. What we're going to do is we're going to establish our first extrasolar colony. Colonize from Earth. The Spotlighters, who are very strong. So, if we come to war, we'll send the Centauri, our subservients, to, you know, go and, you know, fight. Now, what I'm doing, this is the reassembled colony ship when it's on the surface. It grants adjacency bonuses to basic energy and minerals. So I can't see a place to put it apart from there, but that would suppress the 2 science. So I'm going to put it there, Alpha Centauri Prime. Maybe we can improve it later. That's automatically paid 300 for the colony ship, and you can now see that that has been ordered. We'll go back to fastest.
Evading hostile fleet.
Hello? The beta aliens. Alien vessels.
System survey
Hold
complete.
on. That's really close. Come on. Whew. So they'll be in the investigate beta line. 8 months. All right, let's find out. This is obviously a neighboring empire, or just something horrible. Actually, I want to go back.
Anomaly found.
Research. I want to go back. I'm going to passive. Although it's taken a new thing. Because they're around the star, they're probably going to be not an empire, but... Oh, so we got 300 energy just from that. And also, So Sirius 1, a molten world. Now, 5 engineering knowledge points.
Special project complete.
They're void clouds. Let us watch but not interfere.
Situation log updated.
14 months. That doesn't matter, it's fine. It seems to be relatively secure at the moment.
Construction complete.
Alright, so that colony ship will be moved to the Alpha Centauri system.
System survey
Let's build mining stations. So you can do it all from here as well. I know we're heading on to 50
Research
minutes now.
complete.
So we might have to split this into 2 videos. New research. Engineering facility! So that's on...
Colonization in progress.
Ooh, great day. Oh, we've got 61 research there. Also, we've now got afterburners.
Ships upgraded.
Marvelous. We've only got 3 corvettes.
Anomaly found.
Research that anomaly. See, things start to ramp up. We've got another colony there, Sirius 3. So the next objective will be to get Barnard's Star and then Sirius. Oh, okay. He failed. But he'll rank up soon, so hopefully we'll be fine.
Anomaly found. System survey complete. Special project complete.
Got it. Damage to void clouds. Almost 1,000. I've got 100. Fleet power, yeah. This, it's an estimate. Cool. Fantastic. So now you can see we've got planetary unification plus 2 unity per month. Subterranean colonization. Tile blockers are important. But you can see here, this is very important. Every time you have a planet, every time you have a new system, technology costs go up. So I want to make the most of my planet. So at the moment, I'm going to go to clearing that tile blocker. In 2 months, we're going to have administrative AI as well, which will make all research go further on. And you can see here we are, the Interstellar
Research
Spotlighters
complete.
Directorate. And traditions. So to boldly go, service speed increased by 35% and combat evasion increased by 30. That's super. Or we can have more than one research alternative. For me, this is a simple choice. Because those surveys allow us to see what is around us, and then we can plan for the future. Very, very important. We can't get to Crim.
System survey complete.
And now we have... Ooh, blue lasers.
System survey complete.
Let's go to blue lasers. Space weapons! Okay, Alpha Centauri. Let's go and build a mining station in Sol. Never want civilian ships to be doing nothing. Don't want that. Let's have a look at Earth. Oh, we're pretty happy.
Anomaly found.
Oh, we've got lots of research. A lot of clearable space here, a lot of science. Your home world will always be
System
16
survey
tiles
complete.
wide. And you can see here, that's 17 tiles. Oh, an X-planet! Marvelous. So it's adding more resources that we can access when we expand our borders upwards to this key choke point here. So yeah, he's building his...
System survey complete.
Give me all the survey. Yes, research! Research, research, research! I will not have this video last longer than 1 hour.
Construction complete.
So we might not. Oh. stuff.
Tile blocker cleared.
Oh no, our next objective is actually to get serious.
System survey complete.
So I'm going to do that. And that will make it cheaper then. Because if you do it... So for example, if I wanted to build one here...
System survey
we'd need
complete.
we'd need about 300 and something.
Research complete.
Ooh. Engineering facility, excellent. Right, now let's
Anomaly
get some
found.
more minerals. And a new... Oh, they're all leveling up. So, more
Construction
food.
complete.
And champion of the people. Which is happy. Ruling from Earth. Now. Hello. A ceramic container is circling the star of Slippe. Most peculiar. It should obviously not be there, yet somehow it managed to find its way into a close orbit. Special projects can be issued to investigate the container and try to deduce how it ended up here. So you can either just go, no, I don't want to do that, and you get a little bonus. Or you can issue a special project.
Situation log updated.
And let's pause it and see what that needs. Scientist is present. Scientist has skill 2 or higher. And now we got the special project. We can continue the survey, then hold shift, then they'll research the project, and then we can give them those orders again.
System survey complete.
Okay, and now she's going to move to where that is. Ah, yes, the thing in orbit. At 3% at the moment. So generally, we're looking pretty good. Now let's build an outpost.
System survey complete.
In fact, hell, let's build a second construction ship. This is only 8 years. We'll start having pirates turn up in 2 years at 2210. So we might want to build... we'll build another construction ship. And we'll get another colony ship of spotlighters. And one thing... that we are running out of time now. One thing that we can do if we go to species is we can set the rights. Full citizenship, full military service, colonization allowed, no migration controls, no population controls. Marvelous, that's exactly what I want. So the spotlighters, they're weak and they're wasteful. But the Centauri are strong. But we already covered this. So hopefully there'll be a mishmash of both on each Spotlighter world. And so on and so forth. Just bask. Bask!
Anomaly found.
Yep. Alpha Centauri! Welcome, my friend. First thing I'm going to do is upgrade your starbase so I can get some sweet
Construction
trading posts here. Here we are. Wow. Lots of energy. Excellent. Deep sinkhole. So we'll be able to clear that in 27 months. It's fantastic. Alpha Centauri Prime. We can build armies of spotlighters. But I think we're going to end with a decision. A planetary service core. Now, a planetary survey. So, we now gain research points equal to 1/10 of our monthly gain. So that's going to be 0.81, etc. 0.75, I'd imagine. And then 1. Every time we survey a planet. That's mental. So, yeah. we're going to do that. 2 out of 5. It's my strong recommendation to complete one before starting another. Because 227, each tradition category that you have increases the cost of the next one by 5%. So do not have 1 point there, 1 point there, 1 point there, 1 point there, because then that will take 20% longer to fill all of these. Well, the ones you have. So, just bear that in mind. So, hello. Right. These are the beginnings of an empire of post-human apocalypse foxes. Reaching out into the stars to try and find things that will make their lives better. And all they have found are void clouds. Alien, hostile aliens. The Xenos. So, this is Stellaris. I intend to do quite a few videos on this. This has been the Nova Kane Science Fiction Spotlight. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. I really hope that you've watched it to the end. And if you have any suggestions for the channel or for future games that you'd like to see on the Nova Kane Sci-Fi Spotlight, then please do let me know in the comments below. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get the conversation going. A lot of stuff on the Paradox forums, and particularly with the latest update that made massive changes to this game compared to its initial release in 2016. Very controversial. So let me know what you think of the video, of the game, anything you'd like to see in the future. But without further ado, my name has been Nova Kane. Thank you for watching. Do hit that subscribe button. Do hit that like button if you feel the inclination to do so, or even if you don't, just do me a favor and I will pay it back, or maybe even pay it forward. But as we look into the future of our great Foxy Empire, I bid you good afternoon, good evening, and good night.